Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here today. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. I love Wednesdays. I don't know. There's something about Wednesdays. Wednesdays just seem to be calmer for me. I think I know why, because the kids usually go to church on Wednesday, and me and my husband have an hour to ourselves. So, anywho, we're going to jump right into the episode today, The Secret to Opening More Doors of Opportunity. So if you are maybe just tired of being stuck where you are, or if you are looking for, to open more doors of opportunity in your life, today's video is for you. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, when was the last time that you tried something new? Drop a comment below. You don't have to tell me what it is if you don't want to, but just think about it. When was the last time that you tried something new? And drop if it was 1 week, 1 month. And even if you're watching the replay, whenever you drop your comment, just do hashtag replay also, just so I know. And trying new things for me has always come pretty easy. No, we talking about jumping out of airplanes and bungee jumping. That's not for me. That is not for me. That It's just not for me. My husband jumped out of perfectly good airplanes while he was in the military. I am so grateful for his service, but I don't know why he would do that. I don't know why he would do it, and he still wants to do it again. So anywho, so that sometimes there are things that are just an absolute no for us, and that is okay. But there's so many other options in the world of things that we can try. The other day, I tried some pumpkin spice cottage cheese whip. Now, if you don't like cottage cheese, that probably turns you off like immediately. And I get that. I do enjoy cottage cheese. And I was looking for a sweet treat, and I'm trying to make sure I get my protein and everything. And I have done the cookie dough with cottage cheese. And if you do it right, it is really, really good. And it is very close to what cookie dough would taste like. And so if you haven't tried that, I highly recommend it. There's your first new thing you can try. Um, but I tried the pumpkin spice one the other day, and the first bite, have you ever done this where the first bite's like, oh, that's pretty good. And then you take another and it's like, I don't know about that. And you take one more and it's just like, nope, that's got a wang. I don't want that. A wang is kind of the word that my mom had used whenever I was a kid. And just if it had like a weird flavor to it, that's what wang meant. So anywho, I just thought that was funny and I would share it. So the pumpkin spice cottage cheese whip is a no-go for me. But this video is another example of me trying something new. This whole video series, the Rise and Thrive series, is new for me. I've never done a video series. I've never just kind of gotten on camera and talked about, random stuff. I used to get on camera to sell things. And when I say sell things, like I was literally showing the item that was for sale. And, if you want this one, this is the number, and move on. And I would show the next one. I wasn't on here talking nonstop. And I had people that were engaging with me on the other end. So this is very new for me. Another example of something new that I am trying. And I am hoping that this opens more doors of opportunities for me. I think it is in so many different ways. But people doing one new thing every day has been something that I've heard about and I've seen other people doing. Sometimes it was for 30 days, sometimes it was for 365 days. And those extreme cases really got my attention. And so there's actually a book called Hello Fears by Michelle Poler. And she talks about her experience of trying one new thing every day. And she also talks about the challenges of how she kind of overcommitted herself because there were some of those things that she wanted to do that actually took more than a day just to plan and prepare for it. So if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. But it's really cool to just see all of the doors that open up for her in that process. And so that has kind of sparked my It's inspired me to want to do one of those challenges one day. But I'm not quite there and ready to make that decision yet. But when I do, you'll hear about it. But trying new things and it opening up doors of opportunity it's translated into my life in so many different ways and in so many different areas. And one of the ways in particular seemed insignificant. So I was learning how to operate TikTok a couple of years ago. I had just finally decided that I was going to jump in and figure it out. And I see we have a comment. Hi, Janine. So one of the questions, Janine, if you're still watching, if you didn't see the very beginning, was when was the last time you tried something new? So let me know that in the comments. But anyway, so a few years ago, reminding to my story, a few years ago, I finally took the leap and I was going to give TikTok a try. And I wasn't doing TikTok necessarily for business, although I was doing business behind the scenes, and that was kind of my end goal, but I was figuring it out. I was learning the TikTok dances and how to do the lip syncs and the trends, and I just had a lot of fun doing it. And I want you to know, totally out of nowhere, a realtor friend of mine messages me out of the blue one day and says, I want you to make TikToks for me and I will pay you to do that. And I was like, what? So that is one example of something that seems so silly. Just trying something new opened up an opportunity for me to get paid to make TikTok, like record somebody and like stop and add a music and add a transition. And trying something new can really open up doors of opportunity for you. Learning a whole new way of network marketing, the wholehearted. Yes, absolutely, Janine. I'm so excited about that journey. We are on that journey together. And another way that this has kind of happened in my life is back whenever I was in corporate America, worked in the office setting and everything. I did that for 15 years. But there were a couple of opportunities back to back to back at this one phase in the company. They were selling out. It was a small company, became corporate America. And in that process, we needed to try a new project management software. And I'm super techie. I love like learning new things. That's why TikTok was pretty easy for me to pick up and learn the different techniques and things to do. I do the same thing in the business and the office setting that I was in. I was kind of the go-to person for anything tech, how to operate things, how to fix things, on a computer. And so anytime when that opportunity came up there were actually two different ones of me learning a new system, I was like, I'm in. I want in on this. I want to do that. I wanted to, not only that, but I kind of wanted to be the person that also was kind of the one saying, no, this isn't going to work for us. And this is going to work for us. I got to make some pretty big decisions, and that made me feel, big, but anyway, so it was fun. And in the process of me learning that, I ended up becoming one of the experts within the company, and I had an opportunity presented to me to travel around the US. At this point, I had only left the state of Georgia to go to New Jersey, and we lived in another part of Alabama at one point. So that was it. That was all of my traveling. And I was, how old was I at that point? I think I may have been 20, 19, 20. No, I was like 20 to 22, somewhere in there. And so when I was presented that opportunity to travel, I was a little scared, but I was also excited because I've always wanted to travel. And I got to go to California and Arizona and Michigan. I'm looking at my list over here because there was quite a few states that I got to visit: Michigan, Washington, Iowa, Missouri, Virginia, and there were a few others that I can't quite remember. But it was awesome. And then I had the opportunity to not only do that, but to also teach other project managers. There was a pay raise involved in that. I got a promotion. So many doors of opportunity open just from me going, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to be one of the first to do this, you know? So trying new things has been shown to improve so many areas of your life. But I want to go over just a few specific ones. I've got a couple more things I want to share about this topic, but, you know, exploring new things can help you discover things that you like, that you dislike. It can help you discover your strengths and your weaknesses. It's really good at just figuring out who you are, you know, becoming more self-aware of who you are. And that improves our ability to make decisions in our personal life and our business life. And so that's one way that trying new things can help, along with opening up doors of opportunity. Um, you know, the excitement and the sense of achievement is something else that comes with that, with trying new things. Once you've tried it, whether you were good at it or not, just the art of trying it gives you a sense of achievement. It gives you in a sense of, you know, I just did this. It, you know, builds up a little bit of happiness and fulfillment within yourself for your life or whatever it is that you're facing at that moment. And so that's another way that, you know, trying new things can really help. And the third is it involves fun and adventure. You know, that's what it's meant to be, is fun and adventurous. And doing this will definitely make life a little bit more interesting and, again, overall satisfying. And I think that that's important. You know, it's really important for us to be happy in our life. You know, I've learned a lot about happiness. And, you know, there was at one point where I sought out things, people, events, experiences to make me happy. But the happiness has to come from within. We have to be happy with ourselves before we can expect anything else to do that. And, you know, that's another part of being self-aware is, you know, are you happy with yourself? If you're not, do something to step out, you know, which leads me to 3 things that you can do to, you know, kind of get out of that funk. Whenever you're feeling stuck, what can you do to get out of that funk? Oh, spilt my water. The first thing is have an open mind. You know, sometimes that can be really hard, especially when you have been in survival mode. If you have been in fear, if you've struggled financially, there's so many, if you've been in a bad relationship, there's so many different things that can cause us to have a closed mind about things that we really don't think that are even related. But having an open mind is taking the time to change our assumptions about what we think the outcome is going to be. You know, you ever heard what assuming does? It makes an ass out of you and me. I tell my kids that all the time. And actually, they could probably say it to me a few times too. But, you know, our own assumptions can really hold us back. They can get us into trouble. They can make us do and say things that we really didn't mean. And for that, you know, just knowing that, having the open mind to challenge those thoughts, question it. Is that really going to happen? So anyway, having an open mind. The next thing that you can do is start small. You know, like I said, bungee jumping and jumping out of an airplane, it's not on the list for me. Now, I won't say never, because I've been known to do things that I've said that I would never do again. So I'm not saying that, you know, 5 years from now, I may be a little more adventurous than I am right now. But don't start there. Don't start with your absolute worst fear, most feared thing. Start with something that, you know, you don't have too many second thoughts about. Maybe you just have one, and that's the only one you have to kind of argue with for a little while before you jump out of your comfort zone and go, okay, I'm going to try it. You know, and once you do the smaller ones, they will build up your self-confidence so that you can then step up, and it'll make doing those bigger things, those more scary things, a little bit easier. And the third piece of that is finding support. A supportive community can do amazing, amazing things to help us do all of this, excuse me, to help you have an open mind, to someone that you can talk through your fears with, and they can even give you different perspectives. A community is so, so valuable when you are just growing as a person. So, with that, if you are ready to try some new things, I want to encourage you that you could totally make a goal starting today for a 60-day challenge. And you can join me I'm on a 90-day challenge, but I'm kind of like not quite 30 days in, but getting close. And that's why I said 60. You can join in with us. And this is totally free. There's no obligation to sign up or pay for anything. 100% free. This is just from a heart-centered community that really wants to do good in the world and make major changes in the world just by fixing and working on the person that we see in the mirror. I use the word fixing, but I want to be careful using that word. We don't need fixing, but there are things that we need to heal and overcome in order to live a fulfilling life. And community can be such a big part of that. And that's what the Trinity Challenge is for. Excuse me. So, as I said, we've already begun the 90-day, but I want to invite you to join in now. And that's what the community is doing as well. And we're seeking more people that are in alignment with these ideas, that are ready to jump out of their comfort zone, no matter how small, no matter how big. And we want to be there to support and cheer on, because we know that by doing things like that, we can make ripples that turn into waves and make beautiful changes in this world that we live in. So I want to invite you to join in on that. You can visit at workwithamc.com and click on the first button to find out. I share a video about what the Trinity Challenge is, what my goals are. But you could totally use this as one of your goals, and it doesn't have to be an everyday thing. You don't have to do 60 new things every day. You could plan to do one new thing a week, or 2 new things a week. Don't overwhelm yourself. Make sure that it's something that's within reason, that's realistic for you, where you're at in your life right now. And so I just want to invite you to that. So let me come back to the comments. So Janine said, you are an amazing tech gal. I appreciate that, Janine. I know Janine has come to me many times with questions, and I'm always happy to help. It's one of my talents that I love to share, and happy to be able to help other people with. So very true. I've learned so much since David's passing. Having an open mind led me to meet you. I was brought up, you have to do the 9-to-5 grind every day. And that's not true, though. It's absolutely not true. There's so many other ways that we can earn an income. And, we just have to be willing to try new things, to be patient with the process, and to know that divine timing is everything. I didn't believe that when I first got started in this business, but now that I'm where I'm at, even though it's been probably 5 to 7 years, totaling up my whole work experience with online business, I can see how the puzzle pieces are falling together. So I'm super excited to be connected with you too, Janine. And so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you guys on Friday for episode 17. Have an awesome day. Goodbye.